there are a few reasons that I wanted to tell Matthew Henson's story in I, Matthew Henson. Well, first of all, because he did a great thing. He accompanied Commander Peary to the North Pole in the 1909 expedition that was at that time viewed as the most successful expedition to the North Pole. Secondly, you know, he's African American, and I do tend to focus on African Americans in my work. He's a Marylander, and I'm from Maryland. So those are, you know, three reasons that I wanted to focus on him. Also, the centennial of the expedition is coming up in 2009, so I wanted to do a work that would mark the centennial of the 1909 North Pole expedition. Matthew Henson, as I said, was born in Maryland, and when he was orphaned at an early age and wound up walking to Baltimore's harbor because he worked in a restaurant and had heard sailors talk about you know, the ships coming and going, and he wanted to be a sailor. So he walked to the harbor and found work as a sailor, traveled around the world for several years before his captain died, and he wound up as a clerk at a store in Washington, you know, grounded, so to speak. He was working as a clerk at this men's haberdashery when Commander Peary came in buying hats for this Nicaraguan expedition. And it so happened that Peary also needed a manservant. And he inquired of the owner, and the owner recommended Matthew Henson for the job. And Matthew Henson, of course, signed on right away. When he got to Nicaragua, he proved himself to be really helpful to Peary. He was really meant to just be cooking and laundering Peary's shirts, but when the chain man fell ill on the expedition, Henson became the chain man, and from that point on he became indispensable to Peary, and of course accompanied him later on the North Pole expedition.